Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Taiji where, look, I did it. I have to be honest with you, I was not intending to actually lock in the solution off camera, but I had gotten so used to during the process of like building this out square by square, I'd gotten so used to just tapping the space bar to have it flash me which ones I still hadn't fixed yet. And so when I finally got it right, I just hit space in the habit that I had developed over the last like half hour or so, and here we are. So it involved sort of like pulling the skeleton of the central rotated shape apart so that I could create some groups, because like toward the end of working on this puzzle in the last episode, I apparently had totally forgotten there is no universe under which we can include any yellow diamonds in the shape. It already has two yellow things in it. So this is an actual solution. I managed to sort of bend it around to create areas for there to be dark squares adjacent to light squares. And there we go. And also, it's not a big deal that I accidentally solved it off camera because it didn't do anything. Nothing happened at all. It just lit this stuff up, I guess. Which is... No, that was already lit up because we solved this. So yeah, no, it just didn't do anything. I think this has got to just be, you know, general puzzle completion. Somewhere there's going to be a percentage. We're going to see a percentage, and I want it to be 100. I feel very strongly about this. Okay, so like... Now that's problematic, isn't it? Because that shape, or this square relative to that square, is where this is relative to that square, and that doesn't work. So I think... How are we going to deal with that? Because this shape... Like, this is not going to work, right? Yeah, because first of all, there's like a bunch of reasons that doesn't work. Well, shit. I guess this is fine as long as this remains dark. So how do we make that work? This square also has to be dark. We could break the edges like this. This square also has to remain dark. So we end up drawing that. But that does work. Like, you're allowed to do that. And then if we draw some lit squares here, we can make some enclosures for the white lines. And yeah, nothing happened. Okay. Well, you know. All right, so that down there has a line that's running to this thing, which would get us to that, which we need to light that torch. This is something else entirely. Hold on, we didn't get the torch for here. We didn't get the torch for the line area yet, and I do want to do that. So how do we become able to get down here? Can I get around? Like, where does that even go? It doesn't go that way, so it just goes over onto this pipe. Like, what is even the utility of... Okay, that's how we get onto this platform. And I can't run up the pile of dirt? No, I cannot. Because it seems like you could, like, scurry up this thing, right? So this is probably not important for the area that we're working on now. Like, we're not going to get... I don't imagine this being in the way of getting our torch. Probably what we're supposed to do is get access to this stairwell. But, like, this is something, right? How would that even work? Because there aren't very many arrangements of this thing that are going to allow us to make contact with those stairs. There's this. And that's it, right? Because if we rotate this so that the thing is vertical, we can, yeah, we can reshape it, but this is the only way that it connects to there. I can do this, and then if we reposition hold on, if I reposition this like no, that doesn't make contact. I was thinking maybe there was a way to get it so that we could walk from this staircase. But oh no, there totally is. No, there's not. Never mind. Like that's a valid arrangement, but obviously it doesn't. Can't walk onto those squares. I wonder. Wait, is that not? Oh, did I reverse it? I totally did, didn't I? Like this, yeah. Okay, mostly what I was testing there was if it was possible to step onto the thing while it was still moving. Because that's probably not the answer, right? We're probably not supposed to enter this, hit the button, and then run onto it real fast and get carried over there. But I thought there was a possibility. I am going to try it one more time. No, that definitely doesn't work. All right, fine. Let's just do something else with it. So we know how to get up top. Did I light? Can I move this? No. Okay. Yeah, I lit a cable that went under here. We know this is on from the other side anyway, right? Let's go up there and move that now that we understand how the puzzle works. Do I have an easy way back up there? This is going to be like very roundabout. I mean, I guess it's fine. Is this a totally dead end? Yeah. Okay. We won't have to make this trip anymore once we've done this once. We can totally solve this puzzle now too, I think, but we'll get there. Okay, now that I know how to read, probably that's not immediately important, but that is where that line went, so that's good. Okay, let's do this. So we know that the blue shapes are like this, so the yellow shapes are a single space, which means you're probably lit and you're probably lit. And then these are going to be rotations of the same shape. So this should be a valid solution then, right? Yes. Okay. No, that doesn't work. That would have to be like that. Is this the shape? I guess this is the shape. This is what the shape must be. Yeah, because this is the only thing that fits with all of the different rotations of the thing. Okay, so you are at least in those tiles. Well, is that necessarily true? Hold on. Yeah, we could rotate this 270 degrees. In my head, I guess all rotations are clockwise. Right? That's a valid output as well, which makes this valid. And then this one could be... Well, this one has to be 180, right? Because the 270 degree rotation would involve lighting up stuff that's off screen. So if this is the shape, then that's part of that one. No, that doesn't work, because then this would have to be... There's a lit up square off the map here. And this can't just be part of the dark shape, because then this would have to be part of the lit shape. So this square is problematic for this interpretation. What do we do with this? Because this is like a huge problem, right? So... yeah, there's only one rotation that actually works. Is it possible to make these into a single shape? Because if you 180'd that, it wouldn't change. And then we could do the same shape over here. We'd have to fill this in to account for that, which means this tile also has to be filled. But that's no problem. Then we just draw the light tiles around the edge of that weird shape. Okay, and now we can just walk, damn it. Which means that now we can set up traversal paths that don't involve this staircase, which I suspect we're going to have to. Wait, is this... yeah, that totally works. Why was I thinking... okay. I have no idea why I wasn't thinking that that was going to be an available option. But yeah, that absolutely lets us just cross. And so we can see what's over here right up close and personal. I guess actually this is all that's over here. It's just, it doesn't even let us up there. Well, this thing's going to descend probably and become a bridge. Is this important to do? I have no idea. Okay, so... well, if we mark these all as dark, so either this or this is lit up. And then, you know, potentially, no, this can't be lit because it would be off the thing. I think actually we are completely limited here. I can't even fill this in because that would be... right, and then we have the shape. We have another one of those things inside of itself. So I think this is the complete limit of this thing. The white shapes are going to be pretty small, whatever they are. This is going to have to be like that. Yeah, so this is a dark space. That's a lit space. That's a lit space. No, are you not good? Oh, I didn't fill this in. There we go. Yeah, we had to block off the last bit there, which changes the white to a 2x1. That's fine. We can work with that. Okay, see, this is interesting. So we're seeing two different partial takes on the same figure. So it's this shape at least. Potentially also containing the corner tile. Which makes this... no, wait, sorry, that's not a rotation. Because it's in... so it'd be like that. Yeah. And then we have to draw lit tiles through here to darken it. We definitely can't use the corner tile because this square has to be used to differentiate these two shapes from one another. And then... how do we want to deal with the... this is actually somewhat problematic. Oh, well... because, like, this tile has to be dark, has to be lit in order to form an edge for this. In fact, this tile also has to be lit. So now we want this to be a 1x2. Oh, sorry, never mind. This tile has to be lit because of that, which means it's actually very easy to form a 1x2 here. That is totally fine. I'm still not getting us a torch. I know. This is not... I am not focus. Okay, so... this is either going to be like this or like that to match the rotation on this. And in either case, that means this tile is lit, which means this whole shape is lit. But we don't know which direction it extends. This is similarly, this is going to have to be a dark shape. And then this, we don't know. We don't know anything about this yet. So, like, is it as easy as if we make... well, if this thing's not lit, if this shape is not lit, it does create some problems, right? Because we have to use lit squares to break off its edges. Which means we're extending these shapes, which we can't actually do a ton of. This one's living in a pretty tight little enclosure here. All right, what if we imagine this? Right, that lets me do the block off here, which means I don't have to, but then to block this one off, I have to create new problems. Maybe it's a cross? There's room for that. And in fact, that's a very clean tessellation of those shapes. Well, this definitely is a torch. Maybe it is the torch for this area. That means there's a building up there that opens when a puzzle panel is done, that we just lit the ability to light that puzzle panel, and we have no idea what's in that building. I had been assuming the torch was in there. Okay, well, let's get this and then we'll figure it out. So... this has to be at least these spaces, right? Because it can't exist in this orientation. Unless the shape as a whole is much larger than we think. Because, like, if this is a lit tile, right, we have the shape here that's being represented by all these others, and then we add 2 more squares to it. Like, that's a legal interpretation. No, it's not. Hold on a second. I just realized something, which is that this shape has the mark in a different spot than these two do, which means that, yeah, this is definitely a larger shape than we are being shown here. So, okay, if we understand, this could be either these 2 squares or these 2 squares. So yeah, it could be that the shape looks like that. Or... oh, actually, these are horizontal lines. I am so spacey. These are horizontal lines, meaning these figures are not rotated. So it is for sure the case that the black horizontal line has the spaces up and up left and right illuminated. It also has down and upright and upright up. Okay, now those figures are actually the same, but there is yet more space here, right? Because this shape tells us that the space 2 to the right is also lit. Okay, now all of the black horizontal line shapes are the same. Okay. So dark, dark, dark. Yeah, all of these shapes are going to have to be made in the dark. And the thing is, we can't light either of these spaces, so they're definitely necessarily part of it, as is that. This seems extremely doable, though, like quite easy, in fact. If it's just one of these like Tetris Z shapes. Right, so we just draw in the outlines of all these. Honestly, I don't think that puzzle was all that hard. This one was almost entirely just directly following instructions. I think some of the ones we had to do to drop the bridge were considerably more difficult. Okay, well that's fun. And that leaves the path to this open in case that matters, who knows. So where does this go? It goes to this puzzle panel, which probably doesn't do anything by itself. Well, I mean, I guess let's do them, right? While we're here, so we don't have to run all the way back out to the corner of nowhere. So... that's legal, right? Combine the 5 dots. Then whatever the shape made out of these light ones is... I mean, I'm sure these are going to end up being connected as well. That right there is 7 spaces. This is going to have to be 10 somehow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 9 right now. See, that's 5 and 5. I guess actually this is legal. Right? I had just been assuming the yellow shapes would be connected, but they don't actually have to be. Curious. Okay, and we get to see union puzzles. I like it when we is this... hold on. There's no way to draw up the map at this moment, is there? I'm wondering if this area is like technically, if you look at the circle, between the dot area and the line area, because the dot area is on the right side of the big division, isn't it? Well, anyway, focus. So this is a shape that is 4 tiles in size. How do we make the yellow spaces identical? They can't just both be in the shape because we're going to have a hard time making that rotationally symmetrical with 4 tiles. But like the fact that we can't make it rotationally symmetrical is actually hugely relevant. How does this? Is there a way to... oh, right, and these are horizontal lines. I'm looking at these, trying to figure out if there's a way to like rotate and tessellate a small shape, but no, there won't be. The fact that the 4 is in the middle is really troublesome. So neither of them can be connected to the 4, I think. Because in either case, that would mean that the other one has to be connected to a tile that's off the grid. So it's not going to be that we figure out a 4 shape that contains one of them and leaves a negative space for the other one. It's going to be something else. Am I making this? The thing is, there's so little space here that there just really aren't very many possible solutions, and I feel like I can run through the whole space in my head and the puzzle's impossible. So obviously, there's something here that I'm missing on a fundamental level. There's some cleverness that I'm not seeing. Or maybe this is all it is. You know, could be. I wasn't really that clever at all. I'm just missing things. Okay. So, I mean, obviously I want to just do that again. If we... I was going to try to just make it 2s, but obviously that's problematic. There has to be room here for us to create the 3-space shape. Let one of these exist possibly as a negative of the other. Like, that almost works. If we make this dark... No, this totally works. Yeah, 3 and... Okay. For the puzzle counter, because I'm sure this is not going to matter. Interesting. Well, that's not going to work. Maybe like one of those? This 3 being here is obviously quite problematic for that, though. No, the purple can't go downward because... Yeah, that's really tricky. So the purple... This purple can't connect to the space below it. Because the purple must connect to the 4, right? And if the purple connects to the space below it, then we have a 4 and a 3 in the same shape together. Well, sorry, that's totally possible if they actually are the same shape. No, but they can't be the same shape because then it would contain both of the purple horizontal lines. And that cannot be the case in a non-rotating shape. So that means these must be separate from the 4. No, I guess one of them could be connected to the 4, sorry. Like it could be, this could be true. And then these 2 are dark. What does that look like? We probably don't want to connect the 4 to the purple this way. Yeah, because the purple and yellow figures, well, they can be the same shape as long as they're... Right? Like, that's legal. And then... Yeah, that totally works. All right, let's open up this other gate here. We're totally going to go back to the middle and open the thing, I swear. Right, that's pretty easy. So these 2 are necessarily... No, they're not necessarily going to connect through the center. They can be different. Right? This is functional. Trying to keep these shapes as small as possible. It seems like a good idea to me. So if I did this, then this one just has to be part of a horizontal line. So that space is necessarily the separator. Well, again, no, it doesn't have to be a separator. Because we could just connect the two shapes like that and make the make the line parts really simple. I appreciate these like rapid fire ones. This is only 10 spaces that we can play with. So one of these sixes at least is dark and absorbing some of the spaces from around it. Okay, well, if that's the case, let's say this one's dark. Right, so 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we do the opposite thing here. Right, so these are dark and oh no, but I can't light. Okay, hold on. No, the problem with this is that either we light this up and make that wrong, or we take a sixth one here, which would connect us to this. If I unlight that and I light this up... No, that's no good. Because if this isn't lit, then it connects to the things around it. Well, hold on. Maybe this is okay, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, the problem... Yeah. This is close to good. This is too many squares lit up as well. All right, let me reset this. Do both of the sixes have to be dark? Maybe. Actually, that's a legal answer, isn't it? No, this is too many tiles. But this is a legal answer. Yeah, that's 6 tessellating shapes. Okay. So we get to solve the big fancy one over here. Okay, it is fancy. I'll give it that. So these could be combined into one shape, but they don't have to be. Okay, here's a place to start. We know that's lit, that's dark. That doesn't tell us anything else. All right, so these two have to be opposite as well. And since this one has to sort of like work its way out of the corner, like these two shapes are going to have to link up, right? So that expends 4 of the 9 spaces that have to be expended here. This is going to have enough room to grow upward a little bit. So this shape is right here. And if that's the case, we have to draw light tiles around it, at least to bound its edges, because it definitely can't reach out and become part of anything else. So that gives us some information about this. There are 2 legal rotations for this thing right now. And that's all we know about it. I guess, no, sorry, never mind. This is totally not a legal rotation because there's no way to combine that with enough tiles to make the number fit. So actually, as things stand right now, this is the only way that could be drawn. And it's going to become part of a greater shape. We also know that these must not be... Yeah, okay. So this is 5 of the 9 tiles we have to spend. These 2 spaces cannot be involved in this. So we can mark this one as dark. We're going to have to expand up here, because we can't go this way, and we can't go anywhere. Like, this is a hard corner, right? So that also is 1. That is 6 of our tiles. And I think what's going to end up happening here is this is dark and one of these two is dark to complete the 3 shape, but we don't know which one. These have to be dark to maintain the shape. These have to be dark to maintain the shape. Okay. These aren't going to end up joining up, right? No, they couldn't, because if they do, then there would have to be another version of the shape inverted up here so that we maintain rotational symmetry. Yeah. So these are going to be separate. There's going to be a break between them for sure. I think we can probably, like, sketch this in as a light shape. I guess there's no reason to just yet, though. So at this point, I'm feeling a little bit like guess and check as to the rest of this shape. Like, what is legal? 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 2 more squares that are connected to this. And it feels like it totally could be that, right? Let's try it like this. What I like about this is that there's some nice room between them for separation. That could just be like one of those. Right? I think this satisfies all of the requirements that were shown here. No? Oh, no, you're right. It totally doesn't. That must also be dark. So could be like that. Right, these shapes are still, yeah, they still rotate cleanly. Everything that is numbered is hedged into an area of the right number of spaces now. Yeah, cool. We did fucking something. I'm gonna hit F12 on that, because who knows if that's maybe involved in the puzzle underneath the starting mountain. Could be, totally could be. Nope, not this way, over here. All right, let's go back to the center now, I think. Actually, I want to see what's in this building. Okay, so... oh, right, these are... yeah, this would have to be a little bit different than I'm making it. These shapes could be like this, though. Okay, this is interesting. So we know there's a dead space there. You are pretty much going to have to be this, which poses problems. Is there any way to make these work like this? I think the answer is no. Yeah, the answer is definitely no. I'm trying to look at... well, actually... No, because there would always have to be... yeah, two lines adjacent to each other in the same shape would project a need for more lines every square on that axis for infinity. So, hold on. Maybe we should try solving this from the other side then. All right. Right, does this work? I guess because, like, the way you would view it is... I'm a little surprised that reads is working. So if we want to leave that alone... the thing is, we're not going to be able to make a loop here. Yeah, these two are not gonna, because like, yeah. This shape does not read the same. Like if you try to interpret it from the position of this thing, it needs to have tiles adjacent to it in other directions, not lit. So like, it's pretty important that these two are not part of the same figure. But how do we make that work? Like, this isn't legal for those. Oh, I guess also this... That blank tile in the middle is going to be problematic, huh? If I try to interpret that as just a 180 flip of this thing. So, what this has to be is this, actually. No, wait, I got this wrong. Right, because this figure is not a rotation of this figure. It's a reflection of that figure rotated. But I can't just make it these squares because I'd have to draw a thing there, which I can't draw. So you're gonna have to be lit. Because this, if this is not lit, then this figure would extend off the map. So how do I make this work? I guess it's actually not even that complicated, right? That's a classic sort of tetromino there. These two could just be... No, they can't be ones because then the black would also be a one. But they can't be twos. So they have to be threes. Yeah, because this... If they're twos, then there's a rotational... rotating the shape 180 degrees makes the yellow and the teal shapes not actually different. Okay, so we know those are dark. We know those are dark. We know these are dark. And they just have to be different. If we make the white shape like this, I would have to make the yellow shape like that, which totally works. That allows the black shape to continue just being a vertical line. And the blue shape can be kind of whatever, because there's only one blue shape. We don't have to adjust for it anywhere else. Yeah, that's a legal answer. These are a tiny bit complicated. So we know this tile can't be part of this shape. Oh no, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing here. The yellows. So, all right, if that's going to be the middle of that vertical staff, this one must also be vertical because we can't light this up. And then it can't be here. Actually, no, this could be lit. This shape is that not as rotationally sound as the square was? I guess not. We are being told no. All right, so either this or this. Oh, yeah, that's... Yeah, okay, no, it's fine. So this or this is lit. Doesn't much matter which. Doesn't seem like. This one's also... I guess this one's going to have to be like that, so this one's going to have to be like that. And then... Well, I have to make an actual... We have to figure out where the edges of this shape are. Is it legal for me to just do this? No, wait, that would be a mirror. Can't do that, in fact. I mean, this could be true. It also could be the case that this is larger. This is going to have to be the full size available here because we can't light up a square in here to break the turquoise shape on this side up. So this one's going to have to be the same shape, but I guess it could be the other. It could be flipped, right? What am I talking about? This shape is itself when it's flipped 180 degrees. Is there room? Right, we could include these squares. Thing is, those have to be dark. Yeah, this is problematic for sure. All right, if I light this up and then light that up, the problem is I still have to light this to create an edge there. And that is necessary because we have an edge here. Wait, this shape is legal for the yellows, right? Yeah, that totally is legal. So that means the blue shape could actually be very small. We could just like tuck it somewhere. So if I wanted to wall these things off, that is problematic though, huh? Well, sorry, if I just make this dark though, I can just do this with it, can't I? Yeah, that satisfies all the shapes. It has this big weird lit group, but that's fine. The negative space is legal, so. The negative space is an actual puzzle solution. Okay, it's just a weird little room. I don't know what this area is supposed to be. You know how sometimes it's just a weird little room? Why are these so easy? It's got me very suspicious. This shape rotates identically. It's fine that they're touching. This shape rotates identically. Okay, sorry. That and that and that. There we go. This is not going to rotate cleanly if we try to connect the whole thing up, right? Because this, like, if we, yeah. How do I? And to be honest with you, the odd number of black marks is making this a little tricky. So how do we like sequester an unlit block for this one? We can't just fill the whole puzzle in. That's definitely not rotationally sound. Yeah, what is it that I'm not seeing about this one? The problem is, with there being 4... Is there a way to make a 5? No, because if we try to do 2 shapes of 5 here, we're only going to have enough spaces left over for 4. How on earth... These have to be 3 separate shapes, right? They can't be two shapes because the shapes would have different numbers of slashes. And they can't be one shape because there's no... Unless a figure could have... One lit or unlit figure could have 3 of these marks in it if it had a center. But this one can't have a center. It's 2 rows tall. The center is between the cells. And again, not like this matters, but it is going to drive me absolutely bonkers. Because like, even though the shapes are the same... Wait, does this work? I'm looking at this. It's like, this is understood to be the same shape. I'm thinking this doesn't work because this shape doesn't have the marks in the same places as this shape. But if you interpret each of these symbols as a separate shape, like the shape containing this one here, it is just a 2x3 with this mark in its corner. And then you interpret this one as having its own 2x3. And yeah, like that's the only way that you can construct a solution in that way. So the shapes do not see each other, really. Which is different from what my understanding had been. Which means... What? What does that mean for this puzzle? I mean, this can't be lit. Right? Yeah. No, this cannot be lit. Which means this puzzle doesn't contain this space, because this one would have to have... So yeah, if we feel like that has to be different, then these two have to be different from one another. I mean, like, we do know this, sort of. This could be all unlit, though, right? And if this shape could be a 5-tile cross, then it would be easy enough. This could be lit. And but this would never work because this black line is seeing a dramatically and tremendously, but neither traumatically or tremendously different shape than the other two are. Okay, what if this is dark? That would allow that to be lit. No, this totally works. Yeah, right? Because like this shape, this sees the rotation of that shape. Okay, and then this one, this thing... This one has to be dark, probably. Well, it could be this, though, right? No, because there's a rotation of that doesn't... Yeah. That doesn't map cleanly. If you flip that shape 180 degrees, it's not the same thing. Well... Problem with this is, obviously, I can't light these tiles up without extending this in a way that would require... Well, no, never mind. Sorry. This totally works. Because, yeah, there's... These are the same shape, but, you know, rotated. You know how they're allowed to be rotated? Had kind of a long one today. All right. We're going to run back to the middle. I'm not going to try to, like... We can maybe solve this puzzle. Like, this puzzle itself, it doesn't seem so hard. So we know this from the way these are locked up. But that would seem to be wrong. Because you definitely can't do this with that shape. Huh. Yeah, what's going on with this? Oh, because I'm working these the exact opposite of the way they go in my head. All the spaces adjacent to these have to be light. Sorry. All right. So we know this is not filled in. What else do we know? This must also be not filled in, because it has to be able to reach that, which must also be not filled in. And the shape that connects these two has to run down, it has to go past these somehow. So I think it's going to go past them through here, because if it tries to pass them through there, it's going to make that shape way bigger than it's allowed to be. Okay, so if we just copy this shape, which is a legal arrangement for the moment, for this other line here, that's going to have to be dark. This is going to have to be dark to provide separation between them. Actually, all of these spaces have to be dark as well to sort of like mimic the wall. That is a dark space, and we know that. This is a dark space. Yeah, those are perfectly legal. So then, like, this goes up here somewhere, and I don't think it matters hugely where. That works, right? Actually, that's exactly what it has to be, because there have to be dark spaces to the left of the analogs for these. And then this must be dark, and it's got to be... Oh, hold on. Is this a problem? Is that the right number? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, that is the right number. Oh, except this has to be dark. Yeah, that's problematic. That's one too many squares. Huh. Well, can we modify this a little bit? We could... Let's see here. If I wanted to stretch this out... That's not nearly enough, and then it's going to end up linking up with this and making too many dark tiles again. Actually, that can't be... Shoot. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Eight. And this is legal then. Right, we break that. We've got these two shapes outlined enough. This isn't running over into the bank of dark shapes we're using to form the edges, but it is still enough spaces. I believe that. Okay, that's more or less what I was expecting. Although I'm going to be honest with you, this is not 100% what I was expecting. Oh, am I going to... Yeah, I'm going to put the things down. That's a very fun way to do that. And does that form the bridge? Oh, that's super cool. What a fun design. Oh, man. Okay, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this area, but there's also so much more island stuff that we can clean up now that we understand how these lines work. I don't even know where we're going to start tackling it all, but probably this waits for later, right? We should figure out how the other puzzle mechanics work still, and... Yeah, all right. that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I am starting to wonder, like I had said that I didn't think this game's teaching puzzles were quite as good as the Witness's teaching puzzles, and what I meant specifically was that I don't feel like they're as good at ruling things out. Like they're not as good at teaching you what the rules cannot be, and I felt like in some of the areas I was left with like 2 or 3 possible interpretations, whereas the Witness was really good at carving out the exclusions until you could form like a very precise understanding of what the rule was. But I have to say, I've felt a lot better about that in these last couple areas, and I'm wondering to some extent if maybe the problem was that I had taught myself, I had learned a version of the mechanics off of things that were not intended to be the tutorial puzzles in some areas, maybe? I don't know, it seems at least possible given how hard it was for me to find the tutorial puzzle in the line area. Well, in any case, basically I just want to say I may have been too hasty earlier. We'll see how I feel as we figure out these last couple of sections. But that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, which again I'm hoping is not too far away, it seems like there's still so much for us to tackle. I am so happy that I found out about this game. Hopefully y'all are just as pleased. So come back next time for more of that, maybe some tree stuff. And we'll see you then.